Let's be honest. Sometimes sports nutrition can feel like, like a chemistry experiment that's gone totally wrong. You're hit with all these products and they all make big promises, but you just end up feeling kind of overwhelmed
Mm.
and confused.
Yeah, I get it. It's a jungle out there. Easy to get lost with all the labels and claims and hype.
Right. You just want something that's like simple,
Yeah.
something that actually works, and something that fits into, your real life. And that's actually what caught my eye about Crazy Nutrition. Their whole thing seems to be all about keeping it simple, which is really refreshing, especially in an industry that can feel so, I don't know, complicated.
Yeah, it's interesting. They don't have this huge product line like a lot of other brands out there. They focus on just a few core formulas:
Hmm.
pre-workout, protein, creatine, mass gainer. Plus, they have this fitness stack that combines them. So it's like they're saying, hey, we did the research. This is what you need. No extra stuff.
So instead of having a supplement for every single thing you could think of, they're going with a more targeted approach.
Exactly. And that's also reflected in, who they're targeting. Ambitious athletes who aren't afraid to push themselves, but also like smart and skeptical. They know you don't just buy into the hype.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. But let's talk specifics. What makes these formulas, different?
Well, take their 100% try protein. This isn't just your typical like whey protein shake. They actually built in what they call three-phase digestion. So they're using a blend of four different protein sources: whey protein concentrate, isolate, micellar casein, and milk protein concentrate. So they provide a sustained release of, amino acids.
Okay, break that down for me a bit. What's the advantage of all these different types of protein?
Well, it's all about how fast your body absorbs them. Like whey protein isolate, it's absorbed really quickly, gives you that boost of protein right away. But casein, on the other hand, that digests slowly. It's like a slow release over, several hours. So by combining all these different types, you're getting the best of both worlds, that immediate hit and then, the long-lasting effect, which helps with muscle recovery and all that and prevents those energy slumps too.
So it's not just about how much protein you're getting, but also how your body's using it over time.
Right, exactly.
Clever.
And they've applied that same thinking to their ultimate CRN5. That's their creatine formula. Now, most people are familiar with like creatine monohydrate, but this one has 5 different types of creatine.
5. Wow, I didn't even know there were that many. What's the advantage of that?
Well, each type has a slightly different way it works,
Yeah.
and different absorption rates. And so, Crazy Nutrition, they're saying that by combining them all, you get a better overall effect: more muscle growth, more strength, better recovery, compared to just using one type.
So they're kind of like covering all the bases with the creatine, making sure you're getting all the possible benefits.
Exactly, yeah. And there's actually research to support that. Studies show that blends can be more effective than, just monohydrate alone.
Okay, I see what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
What about their pre-workout? It's called intensive pre-train. What's so intensive about it?
Well, it's got like 19 different ingredients, and they're all supposed to, optimize your workout. But what's interesting is it's not just about energy. They've got ingredients for focus, blood flow, reducing fatigue. It's like a total package for your pre-workout.
So it's not just about getting that caffeine hit,
Hmm.
but really getting your body and mind ready.
Yeah, that's the idea. They even included nootropics, which are supposed to, boost cognitive function. So it's giving you a mental edge too.
And for those who are looking to really pack on the muscle, they've got the mass gainer, right? What's the approach there?
Well, it's designed to, give you the calories and nutrients you need to grow. What I thought was interesting is they use this thing called CARB10. It's a complex carbohydrate, but it gets absorbed really fast. But without those blood sugar spikes you often get with other, mass gainers.
So you're getting that sustained energy, but without the crash later on. That's a huge plus.
Exactly. And they've got a blend of protein in there too for muscle recovery and growth.
Okay, so a lot of thought went into these formulas, but what really sets them apart is this crazy ingredient,
Yeah.
CARB10. What is it? Where does it come from? And what makes it so unique?
Well, that's the thing. They haven't actually said where it comes from, which I have to admit makes me kind of curious.
Sounds like they're keeping it a secret for now.
Yeah, maybe that's part of their strategy, to keep us guessing.
Yeah? Well, it's definitely working.
Mm.
I'm really curious to know more about this mysterious CARB10. If you are too, you can find a link to Crazy Nutrition's website below. We've got an article that goes into all the details about CARB10, the research, and what makes it so, groundbreaking. Go check it out. And we'll be back to talk about the rest of Crazy Nutrition, their social proof, and what it all means for you in the world of sports nutrition.
See him in part 2. Welcome back. Ready to dive a little deeper into what makes crazy nutrition, well, crazy.
Yeah, for sure. That CARB10 cliffhanger definitely has me hooked. But before we get there, let's talk about their overall approach. They're really trying to kind of, you know, cut through all the noise in the supplement world,
Yep.
right? And do something a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really resonating with athletes. I mean, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with all the new stuff coming out all the time. So this idea of simplicity, I think, is it's really refreshing.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, "We get it. You're busy. You've got goals. You don't have time to like analyze every single ingredient."
Exactly. It's about, quality, effective formulas that just work.
Right. And a big part of that is transparency too. They're not shying away from, from the skepticism. In fact, they're kind of leaning into it.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just marketing hype. They're backing up their claims with research and focusing on like natural ingredients. And they even encourage people to, do their own research, which you think shows they're confident in what they're offering.
Yeah, it's good to see a company that's open and honest about what they're selling. It definitely builds trust, which is, especially in this industry, it can be hard to come by.
Speaking of trust, let's talk about, their social proof. They've got a ton of testimonials from real athletes who are actually using our products.
Right. And it's not just like anecdotes.
Yeah.
They've got data from their customer surveys too, showing really high satisfaction rates.
Yeah, exactly. So, people are happy with the results. And when you combine that with like their sales figures, over 200,000 customers and, almost 510,000 products sold, it shows they're doing something right.
It really seems like they've hit a nerve with athletes who are just, looking for a simple and effective approach to their nutrition. But let's talk about another key aspect of Crazy Nutrition, and that's their focus on customer experience.
Yeah, for sure. That stood out to me as well. It's like they've really thought about, every step of the way, from ordering to delivery to returns.
Yeah, they offer free delivery on orders over $60. They have subscription options so you can, save some money and make things easier. And they accept a bunch of different payment methods, including Shop Pay and Cecil.
And even returns are super easy. They have a 30-day window. It's like they're going above and beyond to make sure their customers are happy.
And let's not forget about taste. They have a bunch of different appealing flavors for each of their products.
Right. It's like they're saying, hey, taking your supplements shouldn't feel like a chore,
For sure. From chocolate and vanilla to salted caramel and green apple. And they really make those flavors sound, well, delicious.
Yeah, they do. They're definitely paying attention to the details.
It seems like Crazy Nutrition is really doing a lot of things right. High quality ingredients, transparency, all those convenient options, and even, good flavors.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing I'm wondering about. Could their limited product line actually be a drawback?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, while it might be great for a lot of people, some athletes might want or need a little bit more, especially if they have, specific nutritional needs.
Yeah, exactly. What if you're looking for something super specific, something they don't offer?
Right. Then you might have to, look elsewhere. But I do think their fitness stack, the one that combines all their core products, it does offer a pretty comprehensive solution for most athletes.
Yeah, it's like it gives you that solid base, a good foundation.
Exactly. And it's worth noting that they're always, evolving. I mean, they might come out with new products down the road. Who knows?
But just because they have a limited selection now doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay that way forever.
Right, exactly. We might see some new things from them in the future. But speaking of new, aren't you dying to know more about that mysterious CARB10?
Oh, absolutely. It's been on my mind this whole time.
Yeah.
Are they finally going to spill the beans?
Well, they've actually given us some pretty intriguing clues.
Okay, this is it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The mystery of CARB10 is about to be revealed. Stay tuned for part 3. Okay, I can't take it anymore. What is the deal with this CARB10?
Well, it turns out they've been kind of, dropping hints this whole time. Remember how they keep talking about being, science-backed? It's not like they just found this magic ingredient. They've been, like, researching and developing this CARB10 thing.
So it's not some ancient superfood they found in a hidden jungle somewhere.
No, not exactly. Although, I mean, the way they talk about it, it does sound pretty revolutionary. They're really trying to, like, push the limits of sports nutrition with this one.
Okay, you gotta give me the details.
Okay. So here's what we know. CARB10, it's a patented blend of something called highly branched cyclic dextrins.
Branch cyclic what now?
I know, right? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But basically, They're complex carbohydrates, but they've been like structurally modified to make them, get absorbed and used by the body better.
So it's not just about what kind of carb it is, but like the actual structure of it
Yeah.
at a molecular level.
Exactly, yeah. That's where the crazy part comes in. So they're claiming that this unique structure allows CARB10 to kind of bypass the stomach and get absorbed really quickly in the intestines.
Oh, so it gets to your muscles faster.
Exactly. And because it's absorbed so well, it doesn't cause those, blood sugar spikes and crashes that you usually get
Wow.
with other carbs.
Okay, that's a big deal,
Yeah.
especially for athletes who need, consistent energy.
Right, exactly. And they designed it to replenish glycogen stores super fast too, which is essential for, muscle recovery and growth.
Wow. It sounds like they really put a lot of thought into like every aspect of how this ingredient, affects athletes.
Mm.
But why all the secrecy? Why not just, tell everyone exactly what it is?
Well, they are trying to, get a patent for CARB10, which means they have to be careful about, what information they release. It's pretty common in this industry to kind of protect their intellectual property.
Right. So it's like a secret recipe.
Exactly. And it also kind of, creates that feeling of exclusivity, which can be a really good marketing tactic.
It's definitely working, that's for sure. They've got everyone talking.
Yeah.
But what does all this mean for the average athlete?
Well, if what they're saying about CARB10 is true, it could be like a game changer. Imagine, a carb source that gives you energy super fast, helps your muscles recover, and doesn't make your blood sugar go crazy.
Yeah, it almost sounds too good to be true. But I mean, based on what we've seen so far with their commitment to, transparency and science, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I agree. They've earned a reputation for being honest and delivering on their promises.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think if you're looking for a sports nutrition brand that's really innovative and pushing the boundaries, Crazy Nutrition is definitely worth checking out. Their focus on keeping things simple, being transparent, and making sure their customers are happy, combined with this groundbreaking CARB10 ingredient, I think they're a real force to be reckoned with in the sports nutrition world.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're ready to unlock your full potential, head over to their website. We've got the link below and see what Crazy Nutrition's all about.
Yeah, you might just find that missing ingredient you've been looking for.
And as always, we want to hear from you.
Hmm.
Let us know if you've tried Crazy Nutrition. What do you think of their products? And does CARB10 live up to the hype?
Until next time, keep exploring, keep pushing yourself, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge.
We'll see you on the next dive.